Hey girlies. Hey girlies, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Tammi. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally, after I have looked over everyone's video that I can find on this palette and on the collection, Miss Tammi Clark. Now, I haven't known about Tammi very long. Probably about a month or two ago, I think I found one of her videos because I lost my job, and so I haven't had that much money to repurchase things that I'm used to using. So I'm like, you know what, let me go a bit drugstore, as according to over in London, they would call it. Boots, right? That's where they have Revolution at, I think. I've never been to a Boots or London or Europe, so I'm not too sure. But that's besides the fact. Anyway, when I saw Tammi's videos, I instantly connected with her. I felt like I trusted her. And then I saw the colorful looks that she was doing, and I absolutely love colorful looks. And she's a Caribbean queen, just like me. I don't know what part of the Caribbean she is from. I'm from Trinidad, that is my island. And I grew up there for 7 or 8 years of my life. So I do consider that to be part of my home. It's also where I graduated and left high school. Let's go and check out what this collection, this Caribbean queen, has for us. Also, I got my package like last week Thursday, so this has been a lot of work for me to like not actually touch it, but I wanted it to be like pristine, you know, for the unboxing reveal. This is I mean, I'm glad that all of the shadows are fine. There is a big hairline crack in it. So, I mean, that's broken, but the shadows are fine. I don't typically hold my palettes when I'm working on them. I will typically just fold them back so I can have that and then have like a hand mirror, which is a little bit lighter for my hand instead of holding the palette, which is a little heavy. But it's great if you're going on the go. I'm not going anywhere, so. This is the gorgeous eyeshadow palette. We have our row of matte neutrals on the top, then we have a row of like metallics, and then one pressed glitter, which is like interesting placement, but it is stunning. Stunning. I mean, she said that it was like greenish on camera, but on camera, like, you can't really tell. You see, oh, there it is. You see like that, I can't see background. You see that like tone there that you're seeing? But when you see it just dead on, it looks more coppery brown, but it does have like a very strong like green shift to it, which is stunning. Then you have your colorful mattes, which also purple and green, we're gonna do something with that, I think. And then we have a row of pressed glitters as well as metallic shades down here. And I'll go through row by row and I'll show you the swatches now. So this is the first row. And this is all without any primer underneath. This is just swatched on my bare skin. The second row. That Firefly shade is everything. Tell me that. Oh, it's so soft. The third row. And this is the final bottom row. I love this color story. I like that there's only a few neutrals because once you have an essential like 6 neutral shades, you kind of can do them all. I don't understand those palettes that are like 66 shades and they're all neutral. I'm like, the eye cannot deceive. I mean, the eye cannot differentiate this light brown shade from this like one Pantone number off shade. So, yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit courageous today. I wanted to try what Tammi did. She did a 3 looks in one palette. Well, I mean, she did a whole week of her palette, and honestly, there's so many looks you can create with this that you can probably go on just creating looks with this palette. And let's see how I do. So without further ado, let's try the first eye. I am gonna go back and prime my eyes and be right with you.
Alright, so first of all, I'm going to go in, I'm going to blend the shade Sundown all over on top of the primer. Next, taking the shade Sand, I'm going to buff that out with a clean blending brush. We're going to further deepen that shade with the color Horizon. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Coconuts to further deepen the horizon shade.
What's 2 + 2?
Now I'm just going to take that e.l.f. Fair Rose Concealer and I'm going to neaten and sharpen up the cutout line that I already made for my graphic liner.
Real hot girl shit.
Period. And I'm going to pack on the shade Dusk over that concealer. For a little bit more fun, I'm going to apply the shade Starlight over the Dusk. Time to get graphic! Here I'm using my House Labs black felt tip liner and it is going on pretty smooth. But we're going to thicken that up. There you go. Pro tip for all the messy girlies like me, if you blend your eyeshadow too high up, just use concealer and buff it in so that you have a nice smooth gradient from the eye into the brow. Boom. Achoo! Next we're going to take the shade Glow, which you cannot see on camera, but trust me, it's sparkling. I jump cut here because these products are not by Tammi, so I want to keep it focused on her. Lastly, smoke at the bottom with the shade Coconuts, and you're done!
Hey guys, I'm back with the finished eyes. I did my lips
I'm a mess.
off camera just because I wasn't able to buy the lip kit. It was sold out and I don't know where my head was at. I knew that Tammi said that there were colors that Revolution already made and I should have just gone to the page. So since then, when I didn't purchase it with this order, I've placed an order to get the gloss and the liner. Right now I'm wearing the Makeup Forever Dimensional Dark Brown Liner and I have Glossier Cake on my lips and then a touch of Morphe's Famous Gloss. Now before we move on and get to our second look, we want to go and review our little face palette. So I was excited about this. I didn't know which one to get, even though I think Tammi and I are like similar tones, but I could be totally wrong. It's like hard to guess tones over the camera. I think I got the Paradise Glow palette. Beautiful, same packaging that matches the Eyeshadow Palette. The pans are very large. The pans are very large, just like on the face palette. And these are the swatches of the, which one is it? Paradise Glow face palette. Now from what I have seen and heard online about this palette is that they are very pigmented. I don't think that I have any other face palettes, mostly because the palettes that I have had have been too light, so I've used them on clients, but I couldn't use them on myself, which is very commonly a thing. So for contouring and bronzing, I'm going to be using fluffy brushes, and when you use fluffy brushes, they are able to softly diffuse color, and it's great especially when something is very pigmented. Instead of using a dense brush like this, where it doesn't have much flexibility, there's a brush like that which bends all type of ways. Generally this would be too big for some faces, but we'll see how that works out. Going in with Contour Cutie, and I take my contour like this. So I have the color on there. Then I'm gonna softly just wiggle the brush in that area. Can you even see that? Let's just make sure I tuck that in the hairline. Dabbing it like that, so lightly. And yet all of this color is, oh no. I was getting a little overzealous. This is the side of my face without any contour. And this is the side of the face with Contour Cutie. We're gonna try out the Bronze Goddess. So I'm gonna go in with my big fluffy brush. Oh wow, there was a little bit of kickback and that's okay, but I'm telling you, like this stuff is pigmented. Dab that off, a little extra dab. Okay, okay. Looks lovely. And now I'm gonna be going into the Tropical Queen blush, and I'm gonna dab my brush into there. And the way I apply my blush is I don't apply it down here because I feel like my face is flat enough. I would like my face to be more pulled back. So I'm gonna apply my blush into like my hairline, right on this bone area here. Right in that spot. I'll dot it on just for sake of you seeing where I place it, and then I'll blend it out. I'm gonna buff that in with the brush that has pretty much no product left on it. So this is the side without any blush on it, before I forget, and this is the side with the Tropical Queen blush. For highlight, I don't typically use brushes, but we're gonna go in with the Paradise Glow. I'm gonna use my finger for that, and oh wow, I did not need to rub it that much. So where my cheekbone is, if you're looking, the light hits me in this area right here. If I put my highlighter too low, you'll see this odd patch. So right here is where I'm gonna place it, right there. And then I'm gonna take my other finger, which doesn't have the product on, a clean finger, and I'm gonna dab that in its place. Just like that. This is the side without the Paradise Glow highlighter, and this is the side with the highlighter. This was supposed to be my neutral eye. It is a bit more graphic and colorful than I imagined it was going to be. And definitely when I was using this yellow, it is my favorite hands down yellow. When I looked at her video and she was discussing how she made a yellow that was great for her skin tone, and like I said, I think there were like similar-ish skin tones, I know what she's talking about, because let me show you an example. That's the ColourPop yellow. On my skin tone, this here lighter yellow looks kind of sick, like it turns like a green, almost like a bruise color, whereas this yellow is more of like a marigold yellow, and it's just absolutely beautiful to work with. It's very pigmented. You saw the swatches before, like it went on without even primer, but I did use primer on my eyes for this look. I'll be back and I'm gonna hop into look number 2.
So here I'm packing on the shade Night Walk. I'm gonna buff that out with a clean blending brush. And repeat the same step on the inner corner. Then what we're gonna do is pack on Twilight and blend that up into a vertical motion. Repeat over the edges with that Twilight shade using True Love to amplify that pink color. Then we're gonna diffuse all of the edges with the shade Mojito to add that green in there. Firefly, baby, firefly! Yes, duochrome, light up my life. Ew. Next, we're gonna use Twilight to smoke out the outer and inner corner, leaving the center clear for that bright white liner to really pop. And repeat with True Love. And now this part, I'm not telling you what exactly I'm doing because it's the same exact thing that I did with the first look using my Paradise Glow Medium Faith palette. Yes, bronze, bronze it up. Get in there. Ooh, in the temple too. Yes, carve up my face. Oh, I love it. And to finish off the look, I'm taking Firefly and dabbing it right in that center.
And I'm back with look number 2. I've been doing this for hours now, but you know what? Every look that I do, I just love even more. So this is look number 2. What do you think? I did something a little cool. Used some blues, greens, and some halo action. I feel like before I started doing all these looks, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it light because I'm gonna do 3, so I don't wanna do something that's like too much and involved, but here we are, half a day later, and we are going into look number 3.
Alrighty, for the third look, I'm going to take the Nightfall shade and I'm going to blend that into my crease. And with a diffusing brush, I'm going to use the shade Dusk and blend that to create a green transition. Y'all be running out of daylight, so I cut the crease on my own. Okay, so I'm taking the shade True Love and I'm going to blend that into the crease. And I'm going to leave like a double cut crease so that I can have that little pigment showing underneath. And over that I use the shade Cocktails, which is that pressed glitter. I use a mix of my finger and the brush so I can have the perfect diffused pressed glitter look. Underneath I'm blending out Nightfall in the outer corner and Dusk on the inner corner. Finish it off with topping Dusk with the shade Sun Rays.
Oh my lord, was that more than I could have bargained for? This palette is definitely one of my favorite palettes that I've ever purchased. It has everything that you could possibly need and want, and textures and shimmers and mattes and neutrals and bold colors. I think I was able to create like a plethora of looks. I knew that this look was going to blue, so I decided to do this little like flame thing. And I did graphic centric looks or liner centric looks last time, so I wanted to keep this one very simple. All I did was line just on the tight line there, and I'm not even wearing lashes. I'm just wearing a little bit of mascara on the top and on the bottom. But guys, this is it. I mean, this is Tammi. This is the look number 3, final, third look. What do you think? I was looking up what other people are using their palette for and trying, and there were a lot of neutral looks, but I just knew that you could achieve so much fun stuff with all this color in here. I did try to do a neutral look. I know it turned out not to be too like simple and neutral as in the first look, but I had a lot of fun today with these shadows. The one thing that I would say that is a little bit interesting is, like Tammi said in the other reviews, these shimmers here are like a putty, like spongy consistency. So with certain brushes, they kind of will kick up the product. So I did find that using a flat synthetic brush, something like this, was good for applying those shades. And this was also great for applying those pressed glitters when I wanted to kind of have the look more diffused, because when I use my finger, I don't have as much control and the glitter tends to go everywhere. Cheers to you, Tammi. I am definitely one of your recent biggest fans. I think I've watched like videos from like you posted a week ago to videos you posted 2 years ago. Every time I watch your videos, I feel like I put your videos on when I do my makeup, and you get me inspired, and this palette got me inspired, and I definitely think that more people should try out this palette. Until next time, thanks for watching. Oh, you still here? Did you click the last video to see what was going on then? There's gonna be a part 2, trust me. Yeah, but you should probably like hit the bell or the subscribe, like follow what's going on here, because it's some fun stuff going on.